Ever wondered what the global perspective is on the Indian elections 2024? The world's largest democracy is gearing up for a colossal electoral exercise. The incumbent Prime Minister Narendra Modi, representing the BJP, is set to face off against the Indian National Congress. This event is not just a domestic affair, it's a global spectacle that has attracted keen interest from around the world. So, how is the world viewing this democratic marathon? Stay with us as we explore how foreign media is viewing these elections. The international media's perspective on the Indian elections is a mixed bag. Reflecting on the events leading up to the elections, the BBC produced a documentary focusing on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's alleged role in the Gujarat riots of 2002. The film, entitled India: The Modi Question, delves into the incident where over 1,000 individuals, primarily of the Muslim faith, tragically lost their lives. The documentary was met with a swift ban from India's government, sparking a debate across the nation. While Modi's supporters applauded the move, opposition leaders voiced their criticisms. Despite the ban, the BBC continues to stand by its rigorous research and editorial standards. This incident is a stark example of the criticism that international media has directed towards the Indian government and its leadership. However, criticism is only one side of the coin. The other side is caution and restraint, as evidenced by Google's recent decision. As the global election year of 2024 approaches, with over 2 billion voters in at least 64 countries set to participate, Google has made a precautionary move. The text giant has restricted its AI chatbot, Gemini, from answering election-related questions. This decision extends to the upcoming Indian elections, scheduled for the spring. Google's move is a response to concerns over Gemini's potential to influence election outcomes. Moreover, in India, the government has mandated tech companies to seek approval before launching generative AI models, reflecting a global concern about the potential misuse of AI in election processes. So, as we can see, the international media's perspective on the Indian elections is characterized by a mix of criticism and caution. On one hand, there is critical coverage of the government and its leaders. On the other, there's a cautious approach to the role of technology in democratic processes. The international media's view on the Indian elections is a balance of criticism and caution. So, what are the key issues that the Indian elections 2024 will revolve around? The upcoming Indian elections have several pivotal issues at the forefront, and these are expected to significantly influence the outcome. Unemployment, for instance, is a major concern. As the world's second most populous nation, India is grappling with a job crisis exacerbated by the pandemic. The political party that presents a concrete plan to address this issue might sway a large number of voters. Inflation is another critical issue. The rising cost of living has made it challenging for many Indian households to make ends meet. The party that can convince the public of its ability to control inflation and stabilize prices could potentially win favor among the electorate. Lastly, the Hindu First platform of the incumbent Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to be a key determinant. This platform, which prioritizes the interests of the Hindu majority, has been both praised and criticized. How this will impact the election outcome remains to be seen. On top of these issues, the handling of the pandemic and economic issues by Prime Minister Modi and his party will also come under scrutiny. The government's response to the health crisis and its subsequent economic fallout could very well be a deciding factor for many voters. The Indian elections 2024 will be a test of leadership and policies amid a complex socio-economic canvas. The world watches as India, the largest democracy, gears up for its elections. From the BBC's controversial documentary on Prime Minister Modi, to Google's decision to limit its AI chatbot's responses on election-related queries, the global interest in India's upcoming elections is palpable. The democratic magnitude of these elections, involving over 960 million eligible voters, is indeed a spectacle on the world stage. The key issues that have emerged, including unemployment, inflation, and the contentious Hindu First platform of the ruling party, are all factors that could potentially sway the outcome of these elections. The international media's coverage of these issues not only highlights their relevance, but also underscores the global implications of the Indian elections. Moreover, the Indian government's regulatory actions towards international media and technology companies reflect the complex dance between information control and freedom of speech in the digital age. As India steps into the election battleground, the world waits and watches. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the global perspective on the Indian elections 2024.